right, cool. I just bought that thing. And so far, I think all it needs is a new battery. We had to jump it to get it off the truck. So I'm sure there's other issues, but that's the main one. Now this thing might be too rusted to get off. Alright, well it wasn't that tight anyways. Looks like that. Oh, look at that. That's real easy for battery removal. You just pull them right off. I didn't even need any tools. Well, I guess I need tools to take this off. Oh. At least this one's a wing nut back here. Somebody was thinking. Although they're all rusted up. You have better luck up here. At least these are turning. Okay. There's that. Alright, I just take it out like that. I had to get these adapters because the auto parts store didn't have a battery with these types of terminals. So these are meant to adapt the threaded ones to post style. I'm assuming I go all the way down until this touches. Yeah, I guess right there. This one's actually going on a lot easier. The threads must be better. Alright, that. Alright, that ain't going nowhere. These are not the best. Okay. It's loose enough that I can tighten it when I get it up here. Alright, there's that. It's not like super tight, but it's snug. I'm gonna have to leave it like that until I can get better battery terminals. This one's probably gonna be the same way. Oops. There's that. Oh, come on. That one's really not tight. All right, I got an idea. I've got some old pieces of copper wire here. I'm gonna shove them down alongside in this area, and then hopefully that will tighten up. Yeah, I mean, I can just pull them off by hand. They were like that on the old battery too. So the idea is we just take a couple of these. Feels pretty tight now. Okay. Solid? Yeah, that's good. That's real solid. Okay, cool. Yeah, and it's already pretty tight. It's gripped onto the terminal pretty good, but the terminal's also moving. I'm good with that. I'll leave it like that. That should be fine. Snug. That one's definitely snug. They're not going anywhere. All right, check this out. I just bought this thing. This is a Genie Z60 articulated boom lift. It's got a diesel motor, 4-wheel drive, and I believe it weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of 22,000 pounds. So I bid on this thing sight unseen at an auction. I didn't think I was gonna win, but I got an email and it said you're the winner. So I had to have it trucked here because I don't have a trailer that can hold 22,000 pounds. And the funny thing about this thing, it was listed as inoperable, as in like not working, but evidently all it needed was a battery. It says that, you know, they put a battery in it and loaded it right up on the trailer and brought it here. So I don't think there's anything that's broken, but I'm sure I'll find something. Normally when I buy stuff, it's broken. And I mean, I tried to buy this one broken, but it turns out it just needed the battery, so. But yeah, this thing should be pretty cool. It's got this nice jib on the front here. It's a pretty big piece of equipment. This is the biggest thing I own, weight-wise for sure. So it's got 4,600 hours on it, about. If that's still working, I don't know. But as far as I can tell, everything seems to be in pretty good shape. Yeah, it's a Z60 34. 2006 is when it was made. 21,576 pounds. All right. I don't know how much fuel it's got in it. This is the hydraulic oil there, and that looks nice and clean, and it's right where it's supposed to be, so that's good. Got these massive tires. Basically each wheel has its own hydraulic motor. And then there's these cylinders back here on the back, not on the front, but only on the back. So I don't know if it must level itself or something. I don't know how that works, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Yeah, there it is. Genie Z60 34. These doors are kind of hard to get going, but once they go up, they actually stay up. So this is the motor here. This is the hydraulic pump. And everything seems to be, it looks like they were changing the oil on schedule. Let's check the oil. There's definitely oil in there. It's right where it needs to be. It's not too terrible black. It's a Deutz. And I got the new battery put in. This is a air-cooled diesel engine. So basically it turns a belt, sucks in the air, and somehow cools itself. So there's no radiator, no coolant, nothing like that. All right, let's I got the battery in. I haven't tried to start it yet with the new battery, so let's give it a start and see what it'll do. Figure out how to make the 2-speed work, because it's kind of slow, like painfully slow. And normally when you have everything down on the ground, it should let you go a little bit faster. At least that's how the ones that I've used in the past have been. But let's try all the functions out and see what happens. All right, I got alarms going off. I don't know what that means. That's super annoying. So this joystick over here, you can go left and right. That's left. That's right. This is up and down. Up, down. This one that does the left and right also does the secondary. I don't know, it moves that other piece up and down. The one on the right, that controls the wheels, so we're not going to move that just yet. I keep going this way. It wasn't beeping until I came over here. I'm wondering if it's some sort of like out of level, because it looks level down there, but it's kind of sitting on a hill, so maybe when I got all the way over on this side. It seems to run just fine though. So far, every control that I've touched has worked. So, I mean, we're going up. I don't know if I should trust it or not. It's the first time I've been in it. It really doesn't look like you're that high until you're up here, and then, you know, it's pretty high. Everything seems to work, even like the basket tilt. Like, you can hit this button here and it tilts the basket. This one is the basket side to side, so I can bring myself over here if I want, or this way. So yeah, I think everything works, so that's cool. Let's go do something with this thing. I took these string lights down like a month ago. I had them run between the house here down to the shop. Had it hooked on that tree there. We took them down because we were getting a load of asphalt millings, or a couple loads brought in, and I wanted to make sure that the dump truck could clear it. Well, it's like a month and a half later or so, and the guy's never shown up. So I'm gonna put these things back up, but I'm gonna put them up high enough where if he ever does show up, I don't have to take them back down. Alright, so basically we're going to attach this up here with an eye hook. When you're drilling into trees and attaching things to trees, always use stainless steel. If you use galvanized or zinc coated anything, it's going to hurt the tree. Okay. Another fun fact. This eye hook will always be this height. In other words, this part of the tree is always going to be exactly right here. Trees grow from the end. They don't, this will never grow up and move. So this will always be right here, unless the tree falls down. All right, let's go over there and double check that height before we do that permanently. All right, I'm gonna go right here on this low side of the driveway. Check this. All right, on the low side, it's 13.8. So that's good. If I go over where the tire tracks actually are, I mean, it's just about 14, so I think that should be plenty. So what I've been doing is using these crimping sleeves. It's actually for like fencing, and I had them for when I did the fence, but it also works on this cable. It's like basically like wire that's rubber coated, but seems to work fine. I've never had one come loose. So basically what you do is you thread it through like that, make your loop, and stick it back through the other side. And then you crimp it, and then you've got a loop on the end. Yeah, try doing this on a ladder. And it just crimps that together just like that, and that'll never come off. At least it hasn't yet. Alright, and then that'll hook to that, and then that hooks there. are. Run all the way down to the house. So now what I have to do, these get plugged in at the shop. So that one goes up there, and I've got some more tied to that tree. They have to come up here, get hooked here, and then I can plug this into them. And then it's basically one long line from there to there to here to there, and then down to the shop. Alright, here we are at night. Lights are all on. We got plenty of clearance for a dump truck right here. And we got plenty of light. But yeah, that turned out good. Alright, so I gotta figure out how to get this thing to go into 2-speed mode or high-speed mode or whatever. It is incredibly painfully slow. So I guess, so normally these things, they have sensors so that it has to make sure the boom and everything is all the way down before it'll go fast. So I'm thinking maybe one of these sensors is not working. I think that's what these things are. Yeah, it's either a sensor. I think it maybe thinks that it's that it's up in the air, and that's why it's not switching. So hopefully that's what it is. So I'll gonna take a look around here and see if I can figure out what's going on with it. All right, I'm up on top, on the very top here. I found one of these sensors here, and it sticks. So I'm assuming, so normally it needs to stay out like that. So when this boom goes up, this rotates, I guess, and pushes this back that way. But it's sticking either way. It's not springy like the others. So I wonder, let's see, which way would I have to push that? I guess if the boom went up, it's gonna push it that way, which is how it just was. So I'm gonna push it this way, and then let's try to drive this thing and see if maybe it being stuck over there was why it wasn't moving fast. So let's just give that a shot real quick. Just real quick, back down here on the bottom, see how this one springs back? What you doing, buddy? That was it. It's fast now. All right, so that's the switch up there. So I guess I'm gonna have to look into getting another one of those. All right, well, the only other minor issue I found with this machine, other than the belt squeak, it's the switch here that telescopes the boom in and out. It sticks, so you'll be telescoping the boom out and you'll just keep going out until you wiggle the switch and get it back in the center. So I'm gonna try to pull this out and hopefully I can get another one of these. I think it's just a simple toggle switch. I got some parts of this thing, so I'm gonna start putting them on. I got a belt, new belt. This is that limit switch that goes on the top. So I guess you have to replace the entire cord. This is what they sent me, so we'll have to figure out how to do that. And I got a toggle switch for the telescope in and out, since that was sticking. This has to come out of this piece up here, so we'll have to unbolt this. Oh, come on, how do we get to that one? There we go. Here. There's that one, and I imagine there's another one over here. Yeah. There we go. All right. What is all this? All right. And then this is the actual fan that cools the engine. Like I said, this is a air-cooled diesel. So the engine spins this fan here and it sucks in air and sends it across. There's like cooling elements in there, cooling fins. You'd probably get to those if we took this off. Yeah, there you go, right there. You can see how this engine works though. It sucks in air with this. This is a belt-driven fan, and it sucks it right in through here. Pretty interesting. This one here seems like it's a little leaky. These are the injectors, I believe. So they're up inside this area. All right, let's get back to replacing this belt. Oh wow, you can see the difference between the old belt and the new belt. Look how thin the old one was compared to the new one. Look at that. One is just way, way thicker than the other. Put this back on before I forget. There we go. maybe? That looks good. And can also go like that. I'm thinking it goes like that. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, I think this just slides over like that. So basically we just got to tighten this up now. They give you this nice little thing here to put your wrench in so that you can tighten it. And they even give you a 1/2 and a 3/8 in case you want to use your other wrench. Now this here, it says right up here, fan belt deflection, 3/8 inch to a 1/2 inch. So I believe what that means is we're going to tighten it to the point where when we press on it, it shouldn't deflect any more than about a 1/2 inch or 3/8. So I'm obviously just going to guesstimate here. Right in there probably. That feels pretty good. This one as well. Okay. All right. Alright, that's good to go. Alright, next thing is I gotta get up there to that limit switch and try to replace that with this new one they gave me. I'm gonna start taking this off and figure out where this wire goes. I'm sure it goes all the way through the machine somewhere hard to get, but we'll see. Well, that ain't unscrewing. What the heck? It ain't coming off of that way. The nuts are up inside here, and they're just spinning. Although there's a hole right here. Yeah, see that? When I turn that, that turns the screw in there. So let me see if I can get a screwdriver. All right, so I gotta stick my hand around in here. Get the screwdriver through here. Like there were 10 other ways that they could have made this easier. I don't understand like the design choices. Like, people are smart enough to make these machines, but they're not smart enough to put the screws where you can get them easily. And there's no reason for that on this. I can't get the screwdriver in there. Oh, there's a hose in the way. Back inside this. See, there's a screwdriver right there. And I'm trying to get it on these screws, but maybe if I get a shorter screwdriver. Well, the short screwdriver hits on something else, so they made sure you couldn't get it with any screwdriver. There's no way it's gonna go on there. enough room. I'm just gonna see if I can maybe hold these Phillips heads from spinning while I unscrew them. Yeah, that's what you have to do right there. So this is designed so that you need channel locks to hold the Phillips head screws in place. I mean, I would have just put it, I would have just made it so you didn't need to do any of this, but you know, that's just me. There it is. Okay. See, that's what I was trying to get to. So there's these Phillips screws here, but they're on the inside of there, and these were the bolts that were out here. So every time I would spin these bolts, the Phillips screws on the inside would turn, and I couldn't get them. And they put this little hole here like they're doing you a favor, but you can't get, when you reach inside the boom here, you can't get a screwdriver lined up with these screws. So oh, this isn't going to be fun, I don't think. It goes through every zip tie and cable conduit on this whole machine. I don't know why I couldn't just replace this. I mean, that would, seems like that would be fine. I don't know why they gave me that whole other thing. Oh, I guess I should have screwed it. I didn't see that. I mean, why couldn't I just take these wires, unhook it, and put it on the new one? I don't... Let me see what the new one looks like. All right, here's the new one. See how it springs back. But they look identical. Hold on, I've got an idea. I don't want to replace this whole cable if I don't have to. Yeah, like, it's identical. All right, I'm gonna take this piece off of this new wire, and I'm not even gonna use the new wire. I'm just gonna use the new switch, because I mean, this is what, how many feet of cable you think? Like, and it's routed all the way down through the entire, you know, boom and everything else, so I would be here all day trying to replace that thing. And as far as I know, the wire's still good. All right, let's just remember the black was there, the white was there. I don't know that it matters. It's probably just making contact across the two when the switch is triggered. Look, and it's even backwards from the new one. The new one is white and black the other way. So it probably doesn't matter. All right, well, there's the old one. It's that old thing. Okay. I don't think we need much stripped off of here. That should be plenty. There we go. Okay. All right, those are good. Now, I gotta put this in here. I think that just sits, yeah, that just sits down like that. And then I think this slides in these grooves here, just like that. This goes back on top. Alright, and then this will get tightened on here. Okay. There it is. Now I just gotta mount it back where it goes. And hopefully that'll work. I don't see any reason to replace this cable. This was the issue, so. Well, at least these are lock nuts, so I don't think you have to get them super tight. That one's pretty good. All right, they tightened up pretty good with me just holding my finger on the Phillips head there, so I think they're probably okay. All right, let's try this thing. So if this works like it should, I should be able to put the boom up in the air, drop it back down, and then it should drive in 2-speed faster. Because before, what would happen is I'd put it in the air and then I'd come back down and it would only go really slow. All right, before we test it, I'm gonna put this switch on up here, and that way I'll test both the things at the same time. Ooh. All this fun stuff. All right. So the switch we're trying to get at is right. Which one is it? It's this one. It's loose. So it's this one right here. That right there. Does that look like what they gave us? Yeah. All right, let's try to get this out of here. I'm actually surprised at how clean this is back here. I figured it would be a mess. This all looks almost brand new. All right, black, white, black with white stripe. That's how they go. Go. Yeah, this just unscrews right out of here. Like that. There's the bad switch, and there's the ring on the other side that holds it in. I guess it does matter which way this thing goes in, because you kind of want, when you telescope in, to push it in and, you know, pull it out. You don't want it to be backwards. I didn't pay attention on this one. All the rest of them are, the 1, 2, and 3 are on the left side, so that's how I'm gonna put the new one. I'm gonna put it right like that. All right, now this spacer's not working. See how much taller the other one was? So I'll take the spacer out. That looks like the only way this is gonna work. Ooh, that's got a nice click to it. Okay. All right, that should be it there. I'll just flip this thing back around. All right, now when I pull it towards me, it should telescope out. There we go. See, before when I let go, it would just keep coming out. The other way. Okay, perfect, that works. Now let's see, when I put this up, it should trigger that thing and not allow it to go full speed. So that would be this here. So when I do this, it's gonna, that limit switch is gonna there's probably good. So when I pull this, yeah, see now we're only driving slow. That's what you want. You don't want it fast when you're in the air. If I put this back down, it should let me go fast again. Fixed. Cool. Now I gotta figure out why it keeps beeping. That's super annoying, and I don't know what it's trying to tell me. I feel like that's something where if you're way up in the air, it's trying to tell me I'm tipping over, but I'm not in the air, so I don't know. All right, let's see how high this thing will go. I've never had it all the way up. I'm gonna do it from the ground controls because I don't necessarily trust it, but let's see what happens. Is up there. Woo! Look, it's off the camera even. Holy crap. Look at that. I'm glad I'm not up there. I mean, I'm sure it's perfectly safe, but still, I like to be down here. Wow, that is incredible. That must be, that's 60 feet, I guess. Wow. I just pulled out the manual here, and they've got all these service records and everything. Like, apparently it was a United rental at one time. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, here's what I was looking for. So basically the platform where your feet are standing is at 60, so you're actually a little higher. And then you can go all the way out to, I guess, 34 feet out. So that's pretty cool. Now I gotta find out why that thing keeps beeping at me, because that's super annoying, and it seemingly does it randomly. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out what that alarm is. All right, check this out. It says something over here about a tilt sensor. Test the tilt sensor. So I'm gonna try to do that real quick. I guess it's this little thing. Huh. I mean, I don't hear an alarm sounding. It's got like a little bubble level in the top, see? There it is. Oh, okay. So that is that noise. So what's it trying to tell me? It's out of level? But I wasn't really out of level, and it wasn't like I was up in the air. Maybe that's how it's supposed to work, but it's kind of annoying because you'd just be driving around, you know, with all the booms down and everything, and it just starts beeping like that. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be doing that or not. It seems like it shouldn't trigger that alarm when you're just driving around with everything lowered to the ground. I don't see the point in having it have the alarm unless you're up in the air, but who knows. I parked the machine and I almost forgot I had to put these back in. Alright, that's good. I think they're all in there. Alright, I got some oil filters, fuel filters, hydraulic filters, everything to do the service on this thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. All right, this is what they sent me as far as filters go. Yeah, this thing here, this looks like a fuel water separator. This is the oil filter, and I guess that maybe is the hydraulic filter. Then there's this. I think maybe there's two hydraulic filters, oil filters. I think it's both of those, so I don't know. We'll get into it and see how it goes. I'm assuming it's metric. Yeah, there it is. Oh, God. That does not want to come off. It's not like a weird left-hand thread, is it? All right, that might be a problem. Come on. Whoa. Oh, I got it. Sweet. That's how you do it right there. It snapped so hard I thought I broke the Allen wrench. All right, here we go. This is, seems like it's working. There we go. It actually kind of makes it nice because everything's like right where you would want it to be if you were working on it. You don't have to bend over or anything. Everything's eye level. There's also a little washer on this drain plug that you have to keep track of. All right, I'm just going to tighten it reasonably tight, which is what it should have been in the first place. There we go. It wasn't on there that tight at all. I probably could have got it with my hand. Oh, there it is. Got one of those mats. Definitely the oil filter. All right. This oil is just like so watery. It looks fine otherwise. It's just really thin. I mean, it doesn't have water in it, or you know, it's not milky or anything like that. It's just the consistency is just really thin. There we go. Make sure our rubber O-ring is lubricated. I always check the O-ring because when I was a kid, I had a motorcycle, and I can't remember if I didn't take the old O-ring off, or if I put two O-rings on, or something happened with the O-ring, and I drove it about 20 minutes down the road, and all the oil leaked out all over the highway and basically ruined the engine in that motorcycle. So it's just something I always think about now. All right, let's go ahead and fill it with oil before I forget. It looks like that's right here. Yeah. This machine's nice because it tells you right here 15W40 and then 8.5 quarts. All right, we're getting close. All right, that's probably close enough to check. It's definitely up in the mid there. I'm gonna put another gulp or two in. All right, that's right near the top, so that should be fine. We'll run it and then check it again, and if it's low, we can always add a little more. It's also sitting on kind of a hill right here too, just slightly, so I'm not sure how that affects it, but we can check it later. All right. Alright, this should be the fuel water separator. I wonder if I need to shut off the fuel before I... Nah, if I do it fast, it'll be fine. I'll just go real fast. Look, this one, see, the old one is kind of like an oil filter. The new one has this little drain on the bottom. It wants to move. There we go. So much easier when you can just unscrew them with your hands. There it is. Ah, it's not leaking at all. Look at that. That's nice. All right. All right, that goes right there. Vent until no more air bubbles are visible. Okay, well maybe it should have been filled. I don't know how you vent it. Where would the... I don't know, I don't see any like bleeder screws or anything. Oh, I'm gonna fill it all the way up with fuel. I'll grab some new diesel fuel and dump in here. Just in case. I don't want to have problems with it. All right, check this out. I got one of these old school battery chargers. I found it in the garage of a house that we bought to renovate, and I'm gonna try to use it over here, because normally with this pump in here, you have to have a battery to hook it to, which is kind of annoying. But with this thing, I should be able to just plug it in and then hook the leads together, and this thing will hopefully get this thing running. So let's see, we got positive, positive, and negative, negative. Now I should be able to flip this on and see. Oh, look at that, it works. Nice. That's awesome. Alright, that's pretty good. Shut that off. Cool. Yeah, now I can run this thing without a battery. That's awesome. Put that right there. That should be plenty tight. All right, that's the fuel filter. I still have to get one of these little inline filters. They did not give me that as part of... I basically just said, like, just give me everything I need to do a service on it. So, evidently that is not included. Alright, I'm just gonna clean this air filter out. A new one was like 80 bucks, so I decided this one would be good enough. It's clean on the inside, it's not dirty or anything. A little bit on the outside. No, it's not bad at all. All right, good enough. Good to go. All right. The old pipe did the trick again. There it is. I wonder if this is going to drain oil all over the place. You know, it probably is. Let me grab the new filter. Although looking at it, it's a lot more than just a... Gave me all these little O-rings and stuff too. Sometimes when you take the filter off, it drains the whole hydraulic oil tank. Whoa. All right. Well, there's the filter element. Oh, here are the little... Okay, there's where that other stuff goes. It's weird though, they gave you two O-rings and two little... Whatever, there's like a white plastic O-ring, but I don't see... I only see a spot for one, or, well, one of each. I don't see, unless they just give you two? I don't know. That's kind of weird. All right, there's that piece. And that has an O-ring down inside right there. Yeah, they must just give you two O-ring. I don't know. Must give you two or something. I don't see a spot for the other ones to go anywhere. All right, there's that. That's on there. You know, see, they give you two of each. But I don't know, I'm just going to use the one. Just one O-ring. And this little white plastic thing. There's one like that and one with a cut in it. This looks like they're the same size though. The one that came off did not have a cut in it, so I'm gonna put this one back on. Okay, there's that. Okay. Go ahead and put this back in. It's not going any tighter, so we'll leave it like that. All right, I'm around the other side now, and I gotta get this oil filter off. This is the filter that goes right to the hydraulic oil tank. There's not any room in here for me to get my hands. There it goes. There it is. All right. I guess that's like a thing that tells you if it needs to be changed or not. I think that means it's good, unless that thing's not working. I'm sure it's gonna drip everywhere. There we go. Alright, there it is. Alright. There we go. This has got like an angle to it. It's not flat. It's kind of sloped in. I don't know if I've ever seen one like that. Go. Okay, that's probably good. We'll check it for leaks once it's running. This is like a temperature thing on it here, so I guess what you find the temperature that it's the ambient temperature and then you fill it to that, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna put some in. He thinks he's helping. He's not really helping.
He's not helping.
Just making sure the squirrels don't come bother me.
Oh, squirrel security. Squirrel bouncer.
I mean, in his mind, that's super helpful.
I guess it's better than him getting in the way. It would be cool if you were like, I need that tool.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I know, I see.
Is that gauge going up over there?
Which one?
The thing that looks like a thermometer?
No.
Well, it's like a 30-gallon tank, so I might have to put this whole thing in here. Whoa. Before you even see a change. Alright, let me know when it gets to like, what temperature is it outside? Like 80, just let me know when it gets to like 80 on the Fahrenheit side. I don't even know if that's how it works, but that's what I'm shooting
Well,
for.
it's passing 60.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're probably good.
Good, okay.
Just a bit shy of 90.
Yeah, and it's sitting on a slope too, so once the tank goes more that way, it should be fine. Whew. This is that gauge there. See how it has the Fahrenheit and Celsius? Never seen one like that, but I believe it has to do with the ambient temperature and all that. So we filled it right about there. It's about 80 degrees, so I don't know. That seems right to me. Might not be, but that's how it's going to be for now. All right, let's see if there's any leaks or anything. All right, the last thing I want to do while I have it here is get rid of all these stickers. It says Zachary all over this thing. That's the company I bought it from. But I'm just gonna get rid of all that. Clean it up a bit. I also looked into how to grease this thing, but apparently they do not put grease fittings on these, and they don't grease any of these joints. Like, these are all, you know, they just wear out and then they replace them, I guess. There is under here, there's this turntable gear, and I did see in the service manual where you're supposed to grease that. It is not greased at all right now. It is bone dry. So I'm gonna at very least put some grease on this, spin it around a couple times, make sure it's in there, and I'll do that and then call it a day on the grease, because I don't think there's anywhere else to grease except for that. All right, I'm just gonna shoot this in there as best I can, and then we'll just spin it around. All right, let's give it a couple spins and see how that evens itself out. Alright, cool. That's definitely got grease on it now, so I think we'll call that good enough and move on to something else. Alright, I picked up a new fuel filter for right here, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in real quick. I can unbolt that thing, but I don't think I need to. Before too much fuel leaks out. Just gotta go through this way. Come on. Nice if there was a fuel shut off somewhere. I think that other filter was actually smaller or something, because these having a heck of a time getting these on here. Hose said it was 5/16. Who knows? Alright, there's that, there's that. And then we dumped like $10 worth of diesel fuel on the ground. This hose really needs to be fixed at the end here. It's kind of split. You know what? I'm not confident that that's sealed real well around there. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. See how that hose is torn like that? Alright, let's dump some more fuel on the ground. I'm just going to cut a little bit off the end of this. Come on. I've never had such a problem with these things. Just does not want to slide on there. I think maybe it should have been a quarter and instead of 5/16 or something. Either that or they gave me the wrong size. This is just a little ridiculous here. All right, that should be okay. Okay. All right, that's tight. We shouldn't have any issues there. Should be good to go. Look at the old one, how dirty that was. All right, there's that. right, I just looked this up. This 3003 is a 3/8 inline fuel filter, and I asked them for a 5/16, so that's why that didn't fit right. All right, the last thing I want to do with this machine is fix this door. There's no latch here, and every time the wind blows, it just blows it back open. So I want to see if I can fix that. All right, I got these little magnets, so that's what I'm going to try first. Yeah, that works. That's perfect. Actually, let's see if this will make it just a little bit tighter. Put those on the back. Oh yeah, that's perfect. It's got a good amount of resistance. Okay, let's put those right like that. All right, I don't even know if this is any good. Well, something came out, so that's good. Just stick that right there, like that. Whoa. No, not that way. I don't want that. Oh. All right. Okay. They're pretty strong. You gotta watch them. They jump around on you, but that's where they need to be. So nice. That is nice. Very simple solution to that. Cool.